Guys, cheer up, cheer up. Okay? What? I have already given 3 or 4 videos in which I have discussed about MCQ questions, style of question, the pattern of questions, and distribution of marks. So today, most eagerly awaiting cheers. What? That is the what? Broad type questions. Okay. First, I will discuss about 1 marks and 2 marks questions and answers, and then I will discuss 3 marks, 4 marks, and so on. So be careful and obviously positively watch the video very carefully. Until and unless you observe it, you follow it, it will not be helpful for you. So, chalo, let's start. Okay, chalo. You are hoping the sir will discuss. जो क्वेश्चन हम डिस्कस करेंगे वही एग्जाम में आएगा तो क्या होगा? गुड होगा ना. ऐसे तो नहीं होगा, इसी तरह आएगा. ओके, तो जस्ट आई एम डिस्कसिंग फर्स्ट 1 marks और 2 marks के लिए टुगेदरली. ओके, सपोज haphazardly I am discussing what is buffer solutions. Tell, what is buffer solution? It is given. buffer solution क्या है? शॉर्ट में हम आई एम राइटिंग इन शॉर्ट व्हाट इज बफर सॉल्यूशन. जरूरत नहीं है, जस्ट बफर सॉल्यूशन की. क्लियर आंसर है ना? आई विल टेल. इट इज अ सॉल्यूशन. बफर सॉल्यूशन क्या है? देखो सी, ए बफर सॉल्यूशन इज एन एक्वस सॉल्यूशन consisting of a mixture of what? Weak acid and its conjugate base. Weak acid and conjugate base. That is conjugate base or weak base and its conjugate acid. Clear? Which tends to resist the change of pH in addition of a small amount of acid or base in the solution. It resists to pH. Resists to change the pH after adding some acid or base in the solutions. That solution is known as the buffer solutions. The weak acid and conjugate base. Weak base, conjugate acid solutions. Okay? Acetic acid, CH3COOH. I have told you, CH3COOH, CH3COONA. Weak acid, conjugate base का जो salt है, ये जो सॉल्यूशन इसका मिला के जो सॉल्यूशन होगा, दैट इज द बफर सॉल्यूशंस, एसिड बफर सॉल्यूशंस. दैट इज वीक बेस अमोनियम हाइड्रोक्साइड एंड अमोनियम क्लोराइड. अमोनियम हाइड्रोक्साइड NH4Cl, NH4OH, अमोनियम हाइड्रोक्साइड, वीक बेस एंड कॉन्जुगेट एसिड रेडिकल सॉल्यूशंस, दैट इज NH4Cl. This is known as the basic buffer. This is the acidic buffer. The example, give one example of acid buffer, one example of basic buffer. 3 questions is there, 1 marks or 2 marks. What is buffer solutions? Okay. Define pH. Next questions. Number 2, write it. Define pH. pH क्या है? What is pH scale? Okay, all of you know. Define pH. I have given you the notes. From there you can write or read. But I am telling, scientist Sorensen introduced an index. Scientist Sorensen introduced an index to represent hydrogen ion concentration. To represent hydrogen ion concentration in solution known as pH. It is defined. pH is defined as the negative logarithm of, in decimal base, negative logarithm of concentration of hydrogen ion. pH means negative logarithm of concentration of hydrogen ion of a decimal base, log 10. So many log are there. E logarithm, common logarithms. Okay. E base log you have learned in mathematics. So that is the pH, defined pH. Scientist Sorensen introduced this index. Clear? To represent hydrogen concentration in a solution known as pH solutions. And what is pH scale? The scale in which the acidity or alkalinity of any solution is expressed pH value ranges in between 0 to 14. Okay, 0 to 14. This is known for acidic solution 0 to 14, 7. This is acidic, this is basic, this is neutral. बस, that is a pH scale. Question हो गया, discussion. ऐसे आएगा, just you have to give proper answer. This is not your science, HS science. This is not BSc science. It is engineering science, diploma engineers. So just you have to give the proper answer. Scientific answer you have to give. That is the thing. Next, then, in case of atomic structure, name different quantum. What is quantum numbers? What are quantum numbers? How many types of quantum numbers are there? Yes. What are quantum numbers? How many types of quantum numbers are there? You have learned 4 types of quantum numbers: peninsular quantum numbers, azimuthal quantum numbers, magnetic quantum numbers, okay, spin quantum numbers. So many quantum numbers are there, and you have to define each and every quantum numbers and their significance. Okay, you know what is spin quantum number? You know. So what is spin quantum number? You know. And what is its significance? What is the significance of spin quantum number? The rotation of electron within a what? Certain orbital about its axis is called spin. And the quantum numbers which indicates the orientation of the electron, orientation of spin is known as spin quantum number. Clear? So the electron can rotate about the axis, about the orbital axis. Yeah, and it characterizes the spin of the electron. It can rotate clockwise or anti-clockwise rotation. Clear? That is the spin quantum number. What is spin quantum number and its significance? Okay. Next, state the nature of hybridization. Nature of hybridization. State nature of hybridization that occurs in carbon. That occurs in carbon during formation of methane. This is the question. During formation of methane. This is. State the nature of hybridization that occurs in carbon during formation of methane. This is the question. 1 marks. Sometimes when it comes 2 marks. The nature of hybridization that occurs in carbon during the formation of methane is what? sp2 or sp3, if right, or sp. So you have to know what is in methane, sp2 or sp3, sp3. Yes, sp3 hybridizations. When sp3 orbitals are formed, they arrange themselves so that they are as far apart as possible. Hence the shape of the methane is tetrahedral. Shape of the methane is tetrahedral. Okay. In case 1 marks, it will lead sp3 hybridization. In case 2 marks, you have to tell what I tell. Okay. Next, So many questions are there. Just I am discussing most important type of questions. Right? If it is given that the relationship of pH and pOH of a solutions. pH and pOH of a solutions. We know pH and relation of. Next questions. I am not writing relation of pH and pOH of solution. How do you know pH plus pOH equals to 14? Therefore, pH equals to 14 minus pOH. This is the relation, right? Just right. Okay. And how it derived, I have discussed in the class. Not required now. Okay. Next, suppose 2 marks may come if state Faraday's laws of electrolysis. You have to state all the laws. How do you know? But in case of state first law of Faraday, first law, the weight of substance liberated or deposited at or dissolved from an electrolyte during electrolysis is directly proportional to the amount of current passing through it. Just write it 2 marks or 1 marks. Then write W equals to ZQ from the first law. First law, this amount deposited at or dissolved from an electrolyte is directly proportional to the amount of current passing through it. Clear? The first law. Second law also may come. So be aware this type of questions. Okay. Define autocatalyst with the examples. Is very examples. LD manufacture of steel by LD process. Not so important. Okay. So now the LD process still not so important. Now how in the blast furnace you have extracted iron in blast furnace. The reactions during blast furnace very important. Broad type questions I will not discuss now. The upper layer, middle layer and lower layer reactions I have given is very important for broad type questions. Write the reactions of blast furnace. This is the blast furnace reactions. And only 2 marks or 1 marks के लिए how will you convert cast iron to wrought iron? Cast iron then wrought iron कैसे होगा? तो क्या होगा? This is known as the puddling process. Puddling process, that is it is done in the reverberatory furnace. Do not require to tell whole the process. Just write the steps. What you are taking the cast iron in the furnace. In white space, there is lining is there, outer lining is there, cast iron in the furnace, and that furnace what is done? Hot blast of air is given. Hot blast of air is given in the furnace, and at that time, whatever the impurities there, so there are in the cast iron there are so many impurities. That is sulfur, Mn, Si, C, P means phosphorus, carbon, silicon, manganese, so many impurities are there. And with the hot blast of air, all these are oxidized. And they produce respective oxides. This carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, manganese, MnO2, carbon monoxide, okay, ऐसे silicon dioxide, SiO2. तो ऐसे that these impurities are converted in the respective oxides. ऐसे the Fe2O3 plus carbon, this and Fe. In all these cases, iron will be formed and this oxide will be formed. And next, what is done? That means this sulfur, Mn, Si, Cp are converted into oxide. That's some impurities. And from this iron out there, it will form iron converted into FeO, and this FeO from FeSiO3, MnSO3, MnSiO3, the FeSiO3, MnSO3, all this will be deposited as a slag. That it has been already separated out. From the cast iron, what are the impurities are separated out, and which is obtained, that is a wrought iron, purest form of iron. In this way, from cast iron to wrought iron obtained. Clear? Okay. Next, how this type of question, important questions. How alumina is extracted from bauxite? Alumina, and not aluminium. Aluminium extractions. Bauxite, what is the main ore of alumina? Aluminium. Bauxite is the main ore, Al2O3.2H2O. The ore will come, you have to remember the different types of ores of iron, copper and aluminium. it three metals है, उसका ore main chief ores hematite or bauxite, yeah, Fe2O3, Fe2O, FeO not, Al2O3.2H2O, iron, aluminium and copper. These three metals are there, you have to extract it, and ores are important, you have to remind with formula. Okay. Suppose alumina extracted from bauxite. Aluminium is commonly extracted from bauxite, Al2O3 aluminium. Bauxite का formula Al2O3 dot into 2H2O. (3.2H2O). This is bauxite. The bauxite say alumina. Alumina. How? Then from alumina to aluminium. So just first question, that is not aluminium, from bauxite to alumina, how you extract? These three processes are there: production of pure alumina, electrolysis of pure alumina, and electrorefining of aluminium. Okay. There are three processes are there: Beer process, Hobbs process, and Sarpex process. Three processes are there: sodium aluminum NaOH, sodium aluminate, Al2O3, okay, dot 2H2O, sorry, this is O3, NaOH, देना होगा, ओके, इसमें थोड़ा हीट दो, क्या होगा, सोडियम एल्यूमिनेट, NaAlO2 हो जाएगा. And this is the Beer's process. This is Beer process. Then Hall's process. Hall's process में क्या होगा? A sodium aluminate, NaAlO2. That is water. Then aluminum hydroxide, AlOH, all three. Okay. Plus NaOH, Na plus OH minus. इसमें NaOH again it will be Na plus हो जाएगा, OH minus हो जाएगा, तो NaAlOH. Then AlOH again, this aluminum. Just give the reaction, answer is correct. बस, not required to elaborate but describe all these things. And about 110 degree centigrade, heat दो, then Al2O3 pure alumina will be obtained. The bauxite to alumina, these steps. Okay, that is and this is the Sarpex process. Sarpex process. The Beer's process, Hall's process, Sarpex process. That will be bauxite to pure alumina. And if you try to refining of alumina, then aluminium will be obtained 99.9%. Okay. This type of questions, this may come 2 marks. This is also 2 marks. And name of one ore, 1 marks. Okay. And what is hard water? What is soft water? You know, hard water does not readily produce lather. It contains some bicarbonate, chloride, sulfate salt of what? Magnesium. Okay, chloride salt, sulfate salt, bicarbonate salt. Okay, consider calcium, magnesium. This is the hard water that does not produce lather easily. It's wastage of soap. Clear? Wastage of soap. Hard water, soft water does not contain any this type of minerals, and it interferes with the formation of the lather. That means easily produce foams, lather. Okay, that is the thing, main thing. Calculation of hardness, it will be discussed in the next video. Okay, so this type of questions may come. Next questions. Next, suppose, what is blister copper? From copper, say, explain the process of making alloy of with suitable examples may come. What happens when copper sulfate solution is electrolyzed during copper electrodes? Okay, during platinum electrodes. This type of questions you have to come. Blister copper, nothing else. While cooling the molten copper during smelting, it solidifies and SO2 dissolve on it. Okay, escaping by leaving hole on the surface of copper. Hence, partly purified copper with a blistered surface is formed. This is known as a blistered copper. Very important. What is copper matte? Very important. What is mean by sigma bond, pi bond? Which is stronger? This type of question may comes. Aqua solutions of NH4 whole 2 SO4 is acidic in nature. Explain. Okay. And what is inter and intermolecular hydrogen bond? Give examples. Okay. Association of alcohol or association in formic acid. Okay. Orthonitrophenol, you can give the examples which I have given in the classes. Okay. Orthohydroxybenzoic acid. Intermolecular hydrogen bond or intermolecular hydrogen bond. Very important. Okay. Yeah, you have to do all these things. Okay. And find out the GCV, HCV, what is HCV, what is GCV, what is calorific value. Okay. All these things you have to do. And I also, I will not elaborate this, and do not also extend the video. I have to sort it, and it is also inform all the students that I will give you all the most probable questions in PDF form in the description box. So go through the description box. I will give all these questions. Probably with answers I will also give. First I will give the questions. Okay. Then if you want, tell me, I will give the answers also. Most important questions which may come in the semester exam with answers in the description box. So go through the description box for details. Thank you. Okay. So don't, I am again and again telling you, go through the video very carefully. Okay. Of MCQs, one-word questions, fill in the blanks. Okay. 2 marks questions, 1 sentence, 2 sentences. So many things are there. And follow the description box. Thank you. Good night.